What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. I'm also in sales and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on and talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's coming on with me today. She is a co-host of Staci and Hutch on KS 95 here in the St. Paul, Minnesota area. Her name is Staci Matthews. We're going to be talking to her about her why of getting into media and being a radio host. We're going to talk to her also about some favorite interviews and some of her favorite things she likes to do. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, the talented, and the beautiful Staci Matthews. Hello, Staci. How we doing?
Hello, how are you, Chris?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You look absolutely lovely today. Just want to say that.
Oh, why, thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I just want to say thank you for allocating your time to me, coming on my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. How's your week been going so far?
Oh, pretty short so far. It's only, beginning of the week, but I feel like I've worked all 7 days. 7 days in a 2-day week so far.
Sure,
I don't know,
sure.
it's just
No,
crazy. It's like it's gearing up to the holidays, really just
mhm.
commercials coming in and just getting ready to be everywhere all the time.
I feel it. I feel it. No doubt. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here,
Sure.
before I start like peppering you with all these questions. And I know you're really right up the road because I'm in Minnesota. You're in Minnesota here. You're doing KS 95 radio with, if I'm not mistaken, your co-host name is Hutch.
Yes.
And you guys do a radio show. I am a journalist, freelance now, but I used to work in publications in Atlanta and in Minnesota here, but now I do freelance. And I love talking to different people in media, getting to know their why of why they do what they do. It's a rarity, Staci, that we have an opportunity to talk about ourselves, right? Because we're always talking about stories, playing music, and always, talking about different things media wise. So it's
Mhm.
great to be able to sit down and talk about your story of how you got into things because everybody's story is unique and different. So I'm
Sure.
really happy that I'm talking to you right now, for sure.
Well, thank you. That's very flattering.
Absolutely, absolutely, no doubt, no doubt. So my first question, Staci, is the same as it always is with everybody on here. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models growing up? Did you have any inspirations growing up? But why did you decide to choose a career in media and radio specifically?
Spite. It sounds
The
really
end.
funny. It's funny. It's funny. I was always a theater nerd. I kind of
Oh,
I'm the youngest of three kids.
okay.
Um, I was an oops baby. So by the time my parents had me, they were pretty much over it. So I, had to do everything I could to get attention. And my brother was the sports guy. My sister was the, you know, business and academics and stuff. And I was like the goofy performer. So
Hey.
um that was kind of my thing. And I don't know what it was about radio, but there was another girl in my class. There were two radio stations in my tiny, tiny town. And I just thought, well, there's one down the street. When I turned 16, I just wanted to be able to buy my own clothes. So I got a job at the Kmart and I hated it. It was in the shoe department. And I hated it because I don't know, people needed shoes and they kept shoplifting them. And I didn't want to bust them because I was like, but I know you need them. So I don't know. It's
Right.
just it was I was terrible at theft protection. So I
Right,
don't know. So
right.
as soon as I could, I left that job and I just went in there and said, do you need any help for the summer? And I ended up just helping them. This is how old I am, lick envelopes and help them type
Mm.
and write commercials. And eventually I said, well, I'm in theater. So if you ever want to do like a 2-person commercial where we're, acting like, daughter and mother or whatever, I can do that. So I did that. Eventually
Okay.
they taught me how to do some other stuff later. But then I came home and told my mom, who was having coffee with a friend, I said, Mom, I had my first day on my new job. And she said, well, how was it? And I said, it was really fun. And then
Mm.
I jokingly said, oh, I'll be on the air in 6 months, as a joke. And my mom was like, oh, honey, don't get your hopes up.
Right.
And that really burned my hide. I was like, what? What? You're,
You think she's gonna say the opposite of that?
yes. I was like, don't tell me I can't. And I've always been like that. I'm just like my dad. Someone told my dad he'll never quit smoking, and he stubbed out his cigarette and he never picked it up again.
I
so that
love
was
that.
so that was sort of me like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. So I ended up on
Mhm.
the air in like 2 or 3 months after that. And
Wow. Look
and the
at you,
rest is
Stacy.
well, I mean, it's a small town too. So I ended up learning how to run the Twins radio network. So I know when I'm listening to the Twins games on the radio, I know exactly what's coming next. They'll say, this is the Twins radio network. That's the cue to go into commercials for like 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it.
I
That's pretty
heard,
cool.
yeah, I heard every inning of 87 and 91. So it was great.
Which, if people, well, as soon as I do post this episode, for people that don't know the years that she pointed out, those are the World Series years that the Twins
Yeah.
won the World Series in 87 and 91. I specifically know 91 pretty well because that was the 10-inning game for Jack
Yes.
Morris. I'm a huge sports guy, so I definitely know that. And they beat my Atlanta Braves in the World Series. So
Sorry.
it's
Sorry,
okay.
but we needed it. We needed it bad.
No, no question, no question. And listen, the Braves were a great team at that time with
Yeah.
Glavine and Smoltz and Maddox at that particular time, and they ended up winning the World Series 4 years later. So it's okay.
So
It just wasn't our
everybody's
time.
happy.
Right.
Everybody's
It
happy.
wasn't our time at that time. But it was amazing. That was an amazing pitching duel, because it was only a 1-0 game in that
It
game
was
set.
very exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed. I want to ask you about school choice. I'm not sure if you actually went to. I was trying to research it, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if you went to school out here in Minnesota,
I
but
didn't.
if you did not, was there any school or preference that you did go to, and what did you learn from there that you apply now to your radio job?
Well, I went to school just like a regular year college, but I grew up in North Dakota. The town I grew up in is Devil's Lake.
Oh,
And I went to and my school mascot was Satan. Yeah.
what the hell?
For real. I know. We didn't think anything of it.
Sure, you did.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Now, if they change
Wow.
it now, I think they're the Thunderbirds or something like that. But yeah,
Word.
it was
Okay.
a little baby. It was a little baby devil in diapers.
Wow. Wow.
Now,
Wow.
now I'm like, that is nuts. But
That is
anyway, I
That's
wish I
funny as
still
hell.
I wish I still had some of my high school gear from like, back in the day, because wearing it now, people would probably look at me like I'm a crazy lady. But anyway, then I went to college in Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is like an hour away.
Yep.
And I went there because A, it was cheap, and B, it was cheap. So I was planning to be I pictured myself as a news anchor. So that's what
Okay.
I was going to be, a news person. Um, but by the time I got there to that portion of it, I was kind of disappointed. And I was already working in radio, so I was like, that's fine. I'll just get my degree. I figured you needed the degree. You kind
Sure.
of,
Sure.
I kind of didn't. Journalism was sort of on the brain at the time, and I don't know. I just felt it was really it's not as much fun.
As
And
radio? Yeah. I imagine. I imagine.
you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. No question.
yeah. And I just felt like it's in my particular school, we had a TV news magazine show that we produced, and that was a great training ground. However, the way they ran it
Hmm.
was you had to, you had to go and audition for it or interview for it, which was,
Sure.
great training, but there was only certain tasks I got to do. So I remember when I finally got in there, my job was to turn some lights on and off and move some cables.
Wow.
I don't need to interview for that. I learned that in 2 seconds. Now what? So
Right.
I never got to do any hosting or directing or anything. So I felt really disgusted by that. And the person who ended up doing the director job did it for the entire semester. And I was like, well, why? Because he is sucking up to him. I'm not sucking up to anybody ever. So this isn't for me.
I feel
So
that. I feel that.
yeah, and I also knew, I was a heftier girl back in those days too, and I just knew I wasn't going to be able to be on television and take that criticism, that personal criticism. It would have been really hard on me.
Okay.
And that's something that radio would protect me from. But things have changed, obviously, with media and social media. But I've also lost the hefty weight too, so that helps. But yeah, so I decided to abandon that ship, and that's fine because I thought I already got my radio thing going. I'm having a lot of fun, and if I have to change things up later, I will.
I
So
love it.
I got my degree to keep my parents happy, so I have something to fall back on. Your parents ever tell you that? You need something
All
to
the
fall
time.
back on. Yeah, gotta have
Hmm.
something to fall back on. Well,
Oh yeah.
mom, my fallback is I'm gonna go model for Target when I'm 60. It's like I got it figured out.
The Martha Stewart collection is what you trying to
That's
do.
right. I am going to be holding up glasses and fake plants and going, the Martha Stewart collection.
I love it. I love it. But listen, a few things. Number one, the camera definitely loves you. There's no question about it.
I
Okay.
wasn't fishing for compliments, I swear.
I know you wasn't. I know you wasn't. But look here, I'm here to tell you, whatever you're doing, Stacy, keep doing. Okay, do it with a smile. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Lots
Okay,
of scotch tape and hair dye.
that may be that may be the case. And listen, if you're doing that, keep doing it with a smile for sure, for real. I love that. I want to ask you some favorite questions.
Sure.
So I want you to give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Are you with me?
Okay. I'm with you.
Okay, here we go, Stacy. Favorite meal you like to cook?
I do not like to cook. I hate cooking. My favorite meal is to cook or to eat.
You can give me both.
Okay, to cook a grilled cheese because it's cheese and it's melted and it's delicious. Or cinnamon toast crunch. I eat a lot of cereal for dinner.
Hold up.
I have two different varieties of cinnamon toast crunch in my kitchen right now.
Wow.
Sugar cookie and regular.
That's for damn sure a first here on the Work Hard Play Hard podcast. I ain't never heard nobody say let's cook some cinnamon toast crunch, man. I don't think
It's
I've ever heard
easy.
it. It's pretty easy. You're right. And it's good.
Yeah.
It is delicious. So you're
And I'm
right.
always in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. I'm always a day late and a nickel short. So I'm like, oh God, do I have cereal? Do I have milk? Yes. Okay, good.
Right.
Sustenance.
Okay. I feel
But my other favorite, probably New York strip.
I like that. A good steak is always good now. Definitely. No question. No question about that.
Meat and
I would say
potatoes, girl.
tacos for me. Definitely
Oh God,
tacos.
tacos are
Uh,
good. Oh
Chicken,
yes.
chicken as well. I can whip up some chicken pretty good. I'm not much of a cooker either, but on days off, I do a little something, something. Especially if when I was working the full time, doing that sports night, getting off at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. It's like, okay, bro, I don't want to be coming home and trying to whip up
Frying
something.
chicken. Yeah.
Right. Like I want to do something fast. So let me get
Thank,
some tacos. It's good. We good to
yes.
go. So I'm with you on
Thank
that.
God for the air fryer because that can get you your fried chicken from the freezer.
That's what I've done a lot. No
Yep.
question about that, Stacey. Okay.
Yes.
Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Ooh, Pink, probably.
Oh, that's a good show. That is
Yeah.
a good show.
Flying through the air, still singing, and oh my God, it was like a circus. It was a
Did
circus.
you go to her show when she came down here in October?
I did not see that one, but I saw the one over the summer before that.
Got you. I think she was at Target, the Twins
Yes,
field, right? The baseball.
yes, yes.
That's
And
right.
that was fun to see. Really
Yeah.
fun. I remember
Yeah.
the first
She
time I saw her, I just happened to, a friend of mine and I said, let's see if we can get tickets last minute. And
mm,
we did, and we couldn't believe they made this human chandelier and it was spinning this way and she was spinning inside of it this
yeah.
way. And we were just like, I never knew. I mean, I liked her music, but I'd never been. And it was probably the most spectacular thing I'd seen. And the fact that she was not lip syncing, amazing.
Absolutely. Anytime you go to a Pink show, she's bouncing all over the place, spinning, jumping, trapeze type of work that she's
That
doing.
that
It's
woman
amazing.
is she's an athlete. That woman is an athlete.
No question. Trust Fall was definitely one of my favorite songs of hers. She has a lot of songs that I like, but the most recent one of Trust Fall for sure, which is the title
Yeah.
of her album, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah, I think you're right.
okay. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, Iceland, I think.
Now you gotta tell me about that. Was that like a
Oh,
trip with the girls, family? What was
it
that?
it was my first solo trip, but I
Okay.
went on a group. I went with a group, a travel group, and I went with actually my one of my coworkers was on the same thing. He was hosting it. That was Crisco, if anyone knows Crisco from the morning show. I've always wanted to go. There was the Blue Lagoon that everyone talks about, the spa place. And everyone I talked to had been to that already and didn't want to go, and they didn't want to go back. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go. And it's the most beautiful place I have ever seen in my life. I can't
Mm,
even describe it to you. And everyone's like, well, isn't it cold? It's, yeah. But it's not so cold that you can't enjoy yourself.
right.
It did rain a lot when we were there, and I didn't come prepared with the right clothing. So I had like jeans on that were soaking wet, but I still said, it's so beautiful. I have to get out of the van and
Okay.
climb that mountain to see what's up there. That's how beautiful it was. And if you ever get the chance to go, you've got to do it.
I
Stunning.
would definitely put that on the bucket list. I don't know if that'd be at the front of the damn bucket list, but I definitely will put it on the bucket list for sure. My place was Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, yeah,
No
I've
question
been there.
about it. No question about it. That was a friend's trip back when many years ago, and then recently I went on a cruise. My dad
Oh,
set it up. And we went as a family, whole like family cruise, brothers and all that, and nephews, and we went to Cayman Islands.
ooh,
Uh,
fun.
that was something. I mean, Stacy, I ain't never seen water that blue in my life, and it
Oh,
was stingrays, it was dolphins I was swimming with. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
yeah, if people check out my Instagram, there's a whole bunch of photos and videos that I took from that trip, and it's just amazing from that for
I'm
sure.
super bad about remembering to post stuff. I get started and I'm distracted, and then I have so many like drafts. I should just
Mhm.
post. Here's my draft dump.
You
So
should, you
it's just
should.
so dumb. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm terrible at Instagram. Everything changes too fast. Everybody needs to just slow down because I'm just catching up.
You know what? I'm praying and hoping that they do that for you, Stacey. I really am. Fingers,
Please, come on.
fingers
I hit a
crossed,
certain
toes crossed, everything for sure.
You hit a certain age and it just, I don't know what happens. There's a switch that gets flipped on your brain and you're like, suddenly I'm my mother and I don't know what happened. It's gonna
Okay,
happen. It's
okay.
gonna happen to you, Chris. It's gonna happen to you someday and you'll understand.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. You are. We're gonna say mature. You're not old.
Right.
Mature. Okay,
Right.
that's what we're gonna say. Cause we're gonna do that. All right. Cause you definitely, like I said, you don't look whatever that age is. You don't
Sure.
look it. Okay.
Yes, I'm just concerned about things like mortgages and interest rates. That's what's occupying my brain, not tagging
I
and
got you.
emojis.
I got you. I totally understand. Okay. Well,
Okay,
listen,
good.
I'm a sports person, Stacey. So you're gonna have to answer this one for me.
Okay.
Favorite sports, sorry, that you like to see in person, and
Uh-huh.
favorite sport that you like to watch on TV. They could be the same sport.
Mm, it's probably a tie between, well, I have a love for baseball because of, the first radio job. And also my dad, I found out, is kind of baseball. My dad and I can kind of bond with baseball a little bit because I found out quite late in my life that my dad was asked by the Yankees to play on their farm team when he was a young man. And I'm
Wow.
like, why don't you talk about this? This is the first time hearing this. It was like maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
And he didn't go, I think, for several reasons. One was it was just him and his younger brother at home at the time.
Mhm.
All the other brothers and the sister were all off married, having their lives, and they had a farm. And his father had died, and his mother was home on the farm, and she had MS. So he felt
Wow.
he had, to take care of the family. So he had to pass that incredible dream up. And I don't know if they made that much money back in the day, on the farm team. I don't really know how that would have worked, but I thought, wow, I mean, that's pretty heartbreaking and incredible at the same time.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's pretty cool. In fact, I got to throw the ceremonial pitch at the Twins game just this last July 4th. And I said,
Oh.
Dad, you got to come with me. So I brought him to the mound, and then I handed him the ball and had him do it. And he was a little disappointed that he didn't throw very hard. But I'm like, Dad, you're in your late 80s. I think you hit it pretty good. He's like,
Yeah, I would say so. That mound is a lot farther away than people think. That's for
you're right, absolutely.
no
But
question.
yeah, but so baseball to watch, and let's see, hockey is really exciting too.
No question. The Wild when I first came here, because I moved here in 22,
Hmm.
Wild game, and that was just insane. No question about that. So I loved going to the hockey games where I came from in Atlanta. We didn't have a hockey team, but when I went to Nashville,
Yeah.
the Predators, that's about 3 hours away from Atlanta. I went and saw the games, and then I can enjoy myself after the games because if you ever been to Nashville, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the part.
Um,
Yes, it's the music. Oh my gosh.
yes, yes,
I've only
and
been
the
2 times.
bars, all of it. They call it Nash Vegas for a reason, so that's for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, absolutely, I totally understand that. I'm a football, baseball guy, so anything football, baseball, I really love as well. Basketball too. I would throw that in there as well. So yeah, okay.
It's funny. I live like a stone's throw from the Viking Stadium, and I just don't understand football. I never have. And
Stacy,
so
that's okay.
if
That
you
is
ever
all
need
right.
a place to park, you let me know if you're coming to the game. They'll let you
I,
park at my spot.
I appreciate. Hey, say less now. Because that's a great segue to the next question. Because I'm a
Okay.
foodie, right?
Oh,
I'm a foodie, and I'm somebody who loves restaurants. I have obviously came there to the cities very much.
yeah.
Now I live in Southwest Minnesota, so I live
Hmm.
about a couple hours away.
Okay.
However, for work, I've came to the U of M, Williams Arena, Target Center to
Hmm.
cover different high schools and their state championship games and stuff like that. Now, Raising Cane's is a restaurant that I got familiar with when I was down there, and let me tell you, that's some good fried chicken right there, no
Good
question.
stuff. Hmm.
Beautiful. Now, can you tell me some more possible restaurants that you like? What is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Okay. Now in the Twins Stadium is it, what is it called? Favorite? They have one chicken place in
Mhm.
there. Oh, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name right now. But they are excellent, and is next to, I'm trying to think of what part of the field. It's by the outdoor part where all the grass and stuff is, and you
I
kind
know
of
what you're talking
you
about.
have to go underneath. Yeah.
Yep.
It's yeah, they have actually a restaurant where you go pick up and take away. It's very good.
Mhm.
Very
Okay.
good. So that's a
Okay.
good one. If you want something casual. Um, I let's see.
I like a
Um,
good steak too. Now, I'm a good ribeye, sirloin type of dude, so I love a good steak.
there is an Italian restaurant in the Elliott Park neighborhood.
Now
I
you
think
talking.
it's called Tavola. I think it's Tavola
Evola.
or
Okay.
Tavolo. I get it mixed up with that with that oven that you scan and then you put your food in there, you scan it and it cooks it perfectly. It's one of
I
those.
heard about that, but I haven't seen that.
I got one of those.
Okay, got you, got you.
So
Okay.
I get it mixed up with that. It's one of them is but they got same letters, just arrange them different. They have some pretty good chow in there. And then if you go to the Ivy, they have two new restaurants in there. One of them is the one downstairs. I
Mhm.
haven't been to the one upstairs enough to really say, but the one downstairs is Mexican. I think it's called agave. Woo, really good. The
I'm a
elote,
huge Mexican and
perfect.
Italian person.
You're gonna
Definitely
love
love
it.
those two foods, no doubt. Now, when I do come back down there, Stacy, I'm gonna have to say what's up to you for sure.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
absolutely.
I'm definitely. I also, I've never been to a KS95 like radio station. Do y'all like? I don't know if y'all like give tours, but I would love to be able to just go inside the station and see people. That'd be
Well,
amazing.
you just let me know when you're going to be there and I will arrange it. Our security people are crazy. So I have to make sure to tell them you're coming or I get scolded and I have to sit in the corner with my nose pressed against the wall.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I definitely will let you know for sure. I'm definitely gonna make a lot of trips to Minneapolis because I do cover the Wild at times. I cover
Oh,
some
cool.
Wild games, so yes, so I definitely will be down there as well, doing that. I want to ask you about your day to day. You
Yeah.
know, as media people, as journalists, you know, my day to day is not the same, especially when I'm doing freelance, because now I'm either getting called saying, "Hey, can you do a story? Can you cover this game, or can you cover
Yeah.
that?" And I also have also substitute teach on the side, so my day
Oh,
never the same. And I can just imagine about radio, especially when you're covering radio, you get some crazy stories every single day and some juicy gossip every day you talk about.
well,
So,
yeah, it is a little unusual. The hours can be really bizarre.
yep,
Like on Sunday night, we had a bunch of tickets we gave away to the Billie Eilish concert. So I
absolutely.
hosted a bunch of listeners in the KS95 suite. I mean, it was really hard for me, but I found a way to get through it. So just basically got to talk to listeners and say hello, and then we all watched the concert and then went home. So it was nice. Um, so those, I mean, just like a late night, but I mean, lucky for me, I don't have to worry about, getting up super early the next day. I don't have,
Right.
kids I'm going to wake up when I come home. So I just have cats that I might disturb from their slumber, but
And that's okay. That's
they'll
all
be
right.
they'll be fine because
They'll be fine.
they sleep like 15 hours a day. Um, so that's good for me. But usually how the day goes is in the morning, I usually listen to our morning show to make sure that we aren't going to talk about the same things
Sure.
because we're on in the afternoon. And if people have already heard all about whatever is the big
Mhm.
topic of the day, we don't want to have the same exact conversation. We'll either come up with a different spin on whatever it might be. Because a lot of people were talking about, say, the election. By the time the afternoon
Oh
comes
boy.
around, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear any more about the election.
All right.
So we didn't really talk about that much. But we'll come up with some different things, or maybe we got the show ready to go. We figure it out during the day. Like say we're on the air right now, we should talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so then we'll put it down. And then
Okay.
in the morning, I will go through the news and see what we could be talking about, just to tell people what's happened during the day. And that's usually just like a one break thing. And
Sure.
then
Sure.
we talk about like basically our own lives, what maybe we've observed, and it turns into a conversation. Like what did we talk about today? It's like in one ear and out the other.
No, I totally understand that. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's like you might just have something happen in your life where you're like, wow, this happened to me today. I can't believe I forgot to, like
Mention it. Right.
I could have left the house with two different shoes on. I can't believe I did that. And I didn't have time to go home and put the right shoes back on. So we talk about
Wow.
that. Like, what other dumb thing have you done and people noticed or whatever? It's like it'll stem from stuff like that. Or
Okay.
or maybe like and we look at Reddit a lot. Reddit is a gold mine for, topics to
It
talk
is.
about. which
Yes,
is
it is.
wonderful, because sometimes they're really funny. People pretty much write the funny for you, which is awesome.
Absolutely, no
Yeah.
doubt. Let me ask you, like, okay, so you do the midday. So once you get off for that day,
Yeah.
talk to me about your process of maybe are you starting to once you get off, maybe you go into meetings and maybe you start thinking about the next day's show. Do you decompress? Do you just come home? Do you just stuff your
Uh,
face? What do you do?
well, we're done. As soon as we're done, we are out the door fast. We're just because we have a long shift. I mean, 2 to 7 is a long time.
Yes, it
So
is.
by the time we're done, we are done. So I hightail it out of there. So does the producer, and so does Hutch. So we take off and I come home right away, but I live really close. It's like a 7-minute drive for me. So I
Mhm.
drive home in silence because I don't want to hear any more music and I don't want to hear people talking. So I drive home in silence and then I get home, I feed the cats, and then I decide what I'm going to do. Do I want to
Okay,
go out to eat? Do I want to meet a friend? Do I want to heat something up in the Tavola?
I love it. I love it.
Or what do I want to do? Right now I'm trying to sell my house. So I have been doing projects like fixing this, sprucing up that. So now that it's all done and I'm just waiting for somebody to look at it and want to buy it, I feel a little lost. Like I don't have a project. Wow. What do I do
Mm.
now? Just sit here and watch TV like a
That's
loser?
it. And relax. Yes, relax. You know, you done talked for about 5 hours of the day. That's almost a quarter of the day. No, that's about what 20% of the day. You didn't talk about a quarter of the day. You let the TV do the talk. You just sit and watch and relax.
It's weird. It's like I watched
Yeah,
like 3 episodes of something in a row, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is binging, isn't it? This is fun."
absolutely. Right. Something different. Right. I totally love that. I do.
Yeah.
A bonus question that came up in my mind is
Hmm.
was it hard for you to find your radio voice? You know, a lot of people, when they come into the industry, they like to emulate a lot of people as well, like on the radio, and it's
Hmm.
hard for them to find their own. Was it hard for you to find your voice and be able to, have Staci Matthews stick out a little bit?
Um, Not really. I just was myself because there wasn't a lot of people like me on. I mean, when I started radio, there were barely any women on at all. Now
Okay,
there's certainly a lot more, which is great. The
awesome.
thing I struggle with though is the literal voice. People, many people can't differentiate my voice from our midday girl TJ, from our morning gal Des, which I think is kind of funny, but after you listen for a while, then you realize we are wildly different. But I guess I could say the same thing about, men's voices or other women's voices when
Sure,
you have
sure.
not listened to them for a long time. You're just like, well, which one was that? Who said that? So I don't know. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I was just myself, and I'm just ridiculous, and I think we're all just a little bit ridiculous.
You
And
have to be in this industry just a little bit. That's
a
for
little
sure.
bit, yeah. And
Yeah.
I just say what people are thinking, I think, like dumb things like I will unload my dishwasher and I've got three dinner plates still in the cabinet and I feel kind of bad that they didn't get used this time. Maybe I'll take them out and put the clean ones back up and put the ones that didn't get used on top. So they get to get used like they have feelings or something.
Right,
They
that's
don't have
different.
they don't have feelings,
Right.
but
That's different. Stacey.
but
Um,
I know other people, at least some other women have told me they have thought the same thing.
Oh, okay. Listen,
Me.
no judgment here. I'm just gonna say that's different. I know I've never had the, I never,
That's
I've never
different.
had the urge to move some plates off to be like, you know what, doggone it, these plates are clean, and we want to just put these plates on top so they can be used, so they can feel
Now,
special.
the
But
next time you unload your dishwasher, I know you're going to think about it.
I'm definitely gonna think about you doing it. Not no question about no question about that. I don't know if I will, but I definitely would think about you doing it and the other ladies and have total respect. Total respect. That's for sure. No question.
Uh,
Um, I want to ask you about mental health and work-life balance. As you know,
Yeah.
once again, being in this industry, there's a lot of people that come in and out because their
Hmm.
mental health is kind of broken.
Yep.
Burnout, overworked, underpaid. Those are some words that are being thrown in our
Yep.
industry as well. I've had
Hmm.
colleagues leave because of that and pivoted to something else. I'm sure you've known colleagues as well.
Hmm.
Being on the radio 5 hours a day, it's a wonderful feeling, but it also be kind of taxing as well because man,
Yeah.
you got to be creative to come up with some stuff to talk about for 5 hours of shit.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you keep your mental health strong, but also have that work-life balance? You obviously seem like a wonderful woman to be around, and you have friends and family, obviously, but you also work very, very hard too, and you work in a time frame that's not really business like. Or
Right.
you know what I mean, like an 8 to 4, 9 to 5. You kind of do that mid shift.
Hmm.
So tell me, how do you keep your mental health strong and also balance out your life with the work?
Well, it's not easy. What's funny is we decided to adopt mental health as sort of our thing to champion. It used to
Sure.
be breast cancer awareness. Well, we're all aware. So we decided it was time to switch it. And I'm actually a breast cancer survivor myself, and I got tired of talking about it.
Amen.
And so I was like, let's switch it up a little bit. And we decided to do this right when Hutch came on.
Okay.
And then at that time it was COVID. So we were all pent up in our homes and feeling a little weird about it. And so that's when we decided to take that on. And I'm glad that we did, because then we did some research and talking, and so we decided, let's just take the weird out of mental health, because so many people I knew um are on antidepressants, or are taking therapy or whatever. And
Right.
I don't think it's weird. I have been on antidepressants since I was 30 years old, and I got tired of going to the doctor and having them tell me, just do more exercise and that will help. And I'm like, look, I'm at the gym from the moment I get off work for like 3 hours because I got nothing else to do, and I'm
Right.
still feeling like crap. So
Right.
enough already.
Right.
And I said, it's just, you have to take a hold of it yourself and do something. And so we decided, let's just talk about it whenever we feel like talking about it. So it doesn't
Absolutely.
seem like it's a weird thing. And a lot of people were doing that at the time too, because of COVID. And I think a lot of people appreciated that. And because a lot of us were stuck at home and not working, they were able to listen to us and still feel a little bit more normal, because we were still there at a normal time. We still came into the office. And I think that was a big part of it. And we had some events where we invited people to, and it was, music therapy, we called it.
Sure.
And just to give the awareness that we're all a little cracked. We're all a little, you know, sometimes stress really takes its toll on you. And,
It does.
and being in this business too, people are quick to criticize, and often they will hear what they think they heard, or they hear what they want to hear. I got the weirdest message from a woman who's upset with me because she thinks that she heard me I don't know if she said making fun or making light, or I can't remember what it was, but she was mad because she said that was saying that old people are worthless. And I'm like,
Oh my Lord.
wait a minute. Wait a minute,
Right.
madam. I
Right.
haven't written her back yet because I was too mad about it, because she's saying, I was such a big fan. I mean, I felt like we were family. And I'm like, if you were such a close fan, good fan, and you thought we were so close,
Right.
then you would have known that my father was a nursing home administrator for 30 years. I grew up in a nursing home entertaining elderly people on a piano I couldn't play. um, my parents, I am helping to care for them. My sister is an social worker in elder care. What you're saying to me is foreign. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you did not hear what you think you heard. And
Right.
it made me really crazy. And I was like, and the thing is, it's like, what you're saying is, uh, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you are, because the thing you're saying, it doesn't make sense. So I was just like, "Ugh." So stuff like that happens. And then sometimes I'll write people back with the email they gave me is a fake one. So I spent all this time pouring my heart in here saying, explaining whatever it was. And then
Right.
you hit send and it bounces back and you're just like, no. And social media is so unforgiving. And that's what's really hard. And I don't know how people growing up with teenagers now are going to
Ooh,
navigate that
tell me
because
about it. These kids are different now. They're different nowadays. No question about it.
do you have kids of your own?
No, I do not. No,
Okay. That's good.
I do not have kids.
Because I don't know how you can regulate, how you can protect your kids from that because it's so hurtful. So hurtful. It's just
Stacey, it'll be tough. It'll be tough to protect. It would. I mean,
yeah.
you can acknowledge and you can have the talks. You can have the sit downs. But I just don't think at the end of the day, though, they're gonna have to make that wise decision on whether or not to hit send or not.
Mhm.
Right? Be able to understand the effects of social media. Right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
there's always consequence with everything that you do, whether it's good or bad. There's always consequence.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing you can do is really have those talks because social
Yeah.
media is everywhere. And you
Yep.
can't be with your kids 24/7, right? The
That's
kids are going to
true.
be how they are at school. They're going to be how they are out in the streets, at practices, or they do sports or whatever events they're going on. You just want them to try to make the best decision possible. I know for me, some of the high schoolers, I call them my young boys and young girls that I,
Hmm.
be able to cover games and sometimes their practices. I've had talks with them about that. Uh,
Hmm.
guys, you don't have to hit send or you don't have to troll people. You don't have to get likes or attention like that. That's just not how social media is. Social media is supposed to be a space where we can share positivity, uplift each other, learn about each other, learn new things, learn of what people is doing. You don't need to be sending pessimistic kind of messages or that kind of vibe because that's not what social media is about. But again,
I'm glad
uh,
you did that. That's right. You said you are a sub teacher. That's great.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to pass that message along because somebody will listen to it. Somebody will.
Hmm.
And that's the hope that you want. Sometimes they'll just brush it off because kids are going to make decisions and obviously at 17, 18 years old and
Hmm.
even younger, we've all made dumb decisions at that time, that time frame. But if you
I
have somebody that's a little bit more mature to talk to them, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, maybe sooner or later too, once it happens to you and somebody sends you that, devastating text, you'll go, oh, I guess that sucked. Mm.
Sometimes the hard way is the best way. And I always say the best teacher in life is experience.
Oh, yeah,
So
you're so
once
right.
you experience it, then you'll know how it feels. And then you'll be like, uh-oh, maybe it's time for me to pivot and do something else. But
Hmm.
some kids need that. Some kids don't. Some kids just realize what you're saying and take it for advantage. Like, listen, I've been to where you're trying to get to. And then maybe that will resonate with them for more, which is, again, a great segue, Stacy, to this next question, which is advice. I'm
Okay.
sure people have came to you multiple times, whether it's a postgraduate of students or whether it's somebody that maybe a little seasoned like myself in age, or maybe somebody who is just very intrigued about wanting to join the media business. What
Hmm.
kind of advice would you give that individual on trying to start out in this media industry?
Hmm. You know, that's really hard. The thing about it's changing so much and it's changing so quickly. I feel like you should learn everything you can. Um, because
Absolutely.
when I started radio, say you had a phone call that you were going to play back on the air, you would
Hmm.
record it on reel to reel and then say that person, they just won something and they went, holy crap. And you wanted to take holy crap out. So you'd have to literally take a China mark pen and you would take that and you would mark the little spot on the reel to reel, choop, choop, and you would literally cut it with a razor blade. Then you would
Wow.
literally tape it with this tape and then play it back. So you'd have that word taken out. Well, then now we have digital. So we do it
Yep.
that way. But
Hmm.
first, TV had digital. So now when you're editing stuff, just like you do on your phone, this
Mhm.
is the same stuff that we used in television production when I went to college.
Right.
So, I mean, basically you have the tools to do that stuff. So I kind of feel like everybody who makes a reel could do it. But I'm sure there are things, methods, other stuff that need to be learned. So I kind of feel like I'm out of the loop in that part of it, but um, I guess integrity is incredibly important. Um, Sincerity, if you're going to be like, say you're going to do what I do, um,
Sure.
people misunderstand what we do on the air. Like if you ask me, what was the number one song last year? I might know, but that's not my job. My job
Right.
is the stuff between the songs.
Yep.
Um, and so people are, we don't call we used to call ourselves DJs, which I always thought sounded dumb, because we're not.
Right.
Now they call us show hosts, or they call us, what else do they call us? I don't know. It's something like that. Because we are the ones who do I guess, content.
Right.
Um, so it's more about engaging someone and being able to hold their attention. And that is really hard to do because now you're on TikTok. TikTok goes by like that. And if you don't catch somebody's interest in like 3 seconds, it's over.
Right.
And and radio people, I mean, people aren't listening to radio so much anymore. And but then maybe they will because now stuff like vinyl records is cool again. So will radio be cool again? The funny thing about when we were broadcasting during um, COVID is I remember somebody said to me, I was in an elevator and somebody was like, if only there was like a podcast that was live that could like give us all this COVID information. I said, there is. It's called radio. It's called radio. Ah! So maybe it's just going to be called live podcast on KS95. I don't know.
Right, right. Maybe you should just tune the hell in and then find out what's good. I
It
mean,
just made me
that's all.
laugh. I mean, just like
That's
it's
all.
so funny. I know I get lonely when nobody talks between the songs. I don't know. I can't do that. I can't just listen to the music without any entertainment between. It's just weird to me.
I like that. So yeah, show sincerity, use like integrity, and learn everything. Yes, you
Try to
definitely
learn
need
as
to.
much as you can about every aspect. Yeah. Just a lot of people think that you have to put on your radio voice or your
Right,
whatever.
right.
Don't do that. People see right through that. It's
Sure,
it's
sure.
embarrassing. Here's something. Watch this. Now, do you do on camera stuff too?
I have in the past, not anymore though.
Okay. This is something I noticed in college.
Hmm.
And I spotted on every news person and every person behind the camera who's in front of the camera.
Okay.
You don't know what to do with your hands. They feel like giant shovels. So you have to find like some way to like hold your hands lightly together or whatever. You don't want to do this like you're an opera singer. So
Right.
I've noticed that there's one news person who always holds on to his pinky finger. And he's always doing this. You have to watch all the news now and figure out who it is. Maybe
Okay.
I'll email you, maybe tell you who it is. But he's always
Please
doing
tell me,
this.
please.
And it drives me crazy. I can't watch any of his news stories now because all I do is go, pinky finger, pinky finger. He's holding his pinky finger.
Oh my gosh.
And now you'll notice that on everyone. It's like that we all have a crutch that we all do something that we hang on to. So you have to make sure you mix it up. Or
Absolutely.
crazies like me are going to be staring at your crutch.
With your hands, yeah. No question. There's no question about that. And listen, this is a question that's worth asking, right? Worth asking about the mental health, worth asking about the advice. Because people need to see the A side and the B side, right?
Okay.
The A side is what you do 5 hours a day. You're playing songs, but you're also talking about different stuff. You're having laughs with your co-host of Hutch. You guys are just vibing on the radio, and you're talking about things that's important. You're
Hmm.
talking about things that are interesting. That's something that goes into the job that you do every single day. But
Hmm.
there's also a B side.
Yes.
And a lot of times for journalists, the B side is when you're working in this industry, you do miss holidays at times.
Hmm.
You do miss family events at times. You do
Hmm.
miss there's been plenty of times in the combined places of here and Atlanta, I've gotten a call where I've had to leave the bar, or where I've had to leave, or had to pivot
Yeah.
it and had to cancel because there's something I have to cover or something I have to do. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this podcast, because
Hmm.
there's really a lot of talented people out there in the industry doing a plethora of jobs that differentiate from radio to on TV to print to what I do. But you have to be decisive enough to know what's going on, and then also make that decision on whether or not this is for you. Because it's a
Hmm.
beautiful industry, but you
Hmm.
cannot, for lack of a better term, you can't half-ass this. You
Hmm.
have to be all the way in when you make that decision,
Yep.
because you can deal with it. It's going to be great, but you should know what you're doing. Sometimes the glitz and glamour gets people, and it's, they hear you on the radio. It's like, wow, wonderful Hutch and wonderful
So cool.
Stacy.
Yeah, so
Oh, it's so
cool.
good, so cool. But 5 hours of a show, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that
Hmm.
people don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a lot of prepping, a lot of getting together, and you don't just make it up on a whim. This is
Right,
something
right,
that
right.
you
Yeah,
really
we don't just crack the mic and just like say stuff. It's
right,
planned out usually. Yeah.
without question. And it takes more than you two, more than Hutch and Stacy to do it.
Hmm.
So that's why I wanted to do this podcast for it. And I think you gave a great answer too, by the way. So that's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I want to talk to you because recently you went on a trip, if I'm not mistaken. I was on
Yeah.
one of your and I forgot where you went, but
Oh, Ireland.
yeah, Ireland, out of the country. I want to talk to you about that trip. How was that? How long was you there for? And tell me, what did you do on that trip?
It was 10 days
Okay.
and I hosted 45 people. Most of them were listeners. And I did it with Defined Destinations. They're a tour company. So it was another adventure. There, I would have gone by myself, but I brought my sister this time.
Mm,
And basically, we went through all of the northern, and we just went all around and saw all the big things
hmm.
in Ireland. And it was also beautiful. Not, it wasn't as beautiful scenery as Iceland is, but
Okay.
but the people there, so fun. If you are
Mm,
looking for some fun people to know,
yeah.
the Irish are hilarious. They're very friendly. My sister got a beer bought for her just about everywhere she went. I was like,
Oh,
"How are
okay.
you doing this?" And she's like, "I
Right.
don't know. I'm just talking to people." And I'm like, "Okay."
I
Um,
love it. I love
it
it.
was fun. It was really fun. I do have a terrible saga with a wool sweater that I just can't get the smell of sheep out of it.
Mm,
It's
mm.
very stinky.
I bet it is. It's time to
Oh,
RIP that, Stacey. RIP to the sweater. It's
I
time
think
to.
I might have to gift it to my sister for Christmas, and then it can be the joke gift that we give each other back and forth that nobody wants to keep, and it'll sit in the garage for years.
Right, right.
Ugh.
That's funny.
But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
but we did we went to the Blarney Castle and kissed the Blarney Stone. We went
Mm,
to Galway. We were in the pub where Ed Sheeran did the music video for Galway Girl. We were at the Titanic Museum where they built the Titanic
I love
ship.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, we went everywhere. It was really cool. And I have so many pictures I haven't posted yet. I should probably do that.
You should, because I'm very intrigued about going to Ireland. I just got my
Yeah.
passport this year, so I want to be able to travel. And thank you. I want to be able to travel different places. As I told you, went on a cruise. So Cayman Islands was one of the stops. Jamaica was another one.
Yeah.
Cozumel, Mexico, and also the Bahamas. So I'm actually talking to my travel agent. My dad set it up, that one, but I'm a single bachelor, so I like to travel solo, and I want to be able to travel and tour and be able to see some things. So I'm talking to my travel agent
Well,
right now. And if
maybe
you go ahead,
maybe you should come with me to Paris. I think we're going to Paris in the fall next year. We're
that
planning
might
it
be
now.
something we could talk about. That is definitely something we could talk about, because I was actually thinking about doing a cruise next September around that
Ooh,
time, fall time. I think my
well,
schedule will line up. So listen, we would definitely talk offline and get more information off that. That's for sure.
Define destinations is putting it all together. You don't have to do anything. You just you just pay them and say, okay, I'll be at the airport. And they take care of all the stuff that is no fun. And you
Okay.
just have a good time. It's amazing.
Well, listen, Paris. I mean, that's going to be hard for me to turn down. So, like I said,
I
I'm definitely
know.
going to be very intrigued about that for sure. So, yes, we would definitely talk about that. Um, I want to get to musicals because you said you're a huge theater buff. I don't know if you're a musical buff, maybe you more so
Yeah.
plays or not. But so fun fact, I acted in two musicals in high school.
Okay.
Les Miserables was one,
Ooh, who
and
are you?
I was four different characters. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I had to Drink with Me solo. If you remember Drink with Me, in Les Miserables. Um,
Nice.
had that solo, and then I had the Look Down. If you remember the very opening scene with the prisoners, the
Okay.
Look Down. I was one of the
Yep.
prisoners, and I was also one of the ones that was singing. Do you hear the people
The
sing? Uh,
sing an
yeah, so
angry
you know
man.
about that. So
Da, da,
I got
da.
shot, and I died in that one. So it
And
was
then you
okay.
died.
So yeah, then I died. Yeah. So it was cool. I did that. But I wanted to get your top four musicals. And I'll list mine off and then you can give me yours. One for me is Wicked.
Wicked.
There's no question about that. Huge Wicked. I'm really hoping that Minneapolis plays Wicked because I'm really trying to come down and see it for sure.
Well, the movie's coming out soon.
I know with Ariana Grande. I'm
Yeah.
super excited about that for
I
sure.
hope it's good. I hope they
Me
do
too.
well because it's if they don't, I'm gonna be bummed out.
Me too. Because like I said, Wicked is one of my if not my favorite, one of my favorites. Hairspray is another good
Mm.
one that I love. I love Hairspray. Rent is another one that's pretty
Oh,
good. And Hamilton. That's probably my
oh.
top four for sure.
Did you get to
What
see
about you?
Hamilton? Did you get to see
Yeah,
Hamilton?
I
I saw
did.
it. I saw it in Chicago, and there was a big pole in front of me, so I just went like that the whole time. I've seen Wicked so many times, and I
Mhm.
still love it. It's so fun to see. So yeah, Wicked's one of mine. Um, I also really enjoy Rent. Let's see. I love I love Les Mis, but it's not on my top
Yeah, me too. Same here.
because it's just I think it's fun to perform it. I haven't performed it, but I think it's probably fun to like sing the songs, but it's such a bummer.
It is. It is. I know what you're talking about too.
This
Yeah.
story is so sad, you know.
Right.
Um,
Right.
oh, Shrek. I think Shrek's hilarious. Have you ever seen that
I have
one?
not seen that one. I have
It's
not.
pretty
So
funny. It's pretty
okay.
funny.
Okay.
Um, and Dear Evan Hansen, I really liked a lot.
That one was a sleeper. It was a sleeper. I thought that was really not sleeper as a snoozer, but sleeper as in it's really good.
A
It's
surprise, yeah.
yeah, it was a surprise to me because I didn't think I would like that one too much. I really didn't. I went in and was like, Dear Evan Hansen, okay, but it actually was really good. It
Yeah.
was
And a
for
lot
that.
of people liked Come From Away. I had been listening to the soundtrack of that and I
Sure,
love the music, but I didn't really care much for the way they did the story. I mean, it was all right. And I know it was based on the true story. And
sure.
I've actually been to that airport a couple of times, so it was sort of bizarre to go, these guys were here at this
Right.
airport. But
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
it was okay. The story was okay. But I just really like the music better. I wish they
Right.
sung it the whole
Absolutely.
time. Yeah.
So a couple of honorable mentions before I get to our interactive game, which is this or that.
Ah,
Annie and The Greatest Showman are two that
oh,
really resonate with me. The Greatest Showman, of course, I love what Hugh Jackman did in that movie. That was just amazing. And Annie, I mean, this
it's
uh,
Annie.
it's Annie, you know, even the Jamie Foxx version, but I like the old school version as well.
I don't think I've seen the Jamie Foxx version of it yet.
Really?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. I guess I might have to rent that tonight.
Yeah, definitely do. He did a good job in that for sure.
Was he bald in it? Was he Daddy Warbucks bald? Or did
No,
they
he
get
wasn't that
let him?
bald. No,
Oh, good. I
he
don't think he
he
looked
was
like.
he was law abiding citizen. If you ever seen him in that movie with Clive Owen,
Yes.
yeah, that's his hair. That was his hair
Okay.
also in it as
Okay.
well.
Yeah. All right
Got
then.
you.
Just checking. I
Okay.
don't think I would have liked him as Daddy Warbucks bald.
No, not at all. Now we have came to the portion of where I do an interactive game with my guests here on the Work Hard, Play
Okay.
Harder podcast called This or That. So I
This
throw
or
two
that.
things or multiple things at you, and you
Okay.
get to choose this or that. Stacy, are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, here we go. Let's rock with it. Favorite, not favorite, sorry. We've been vibing all podcast long, so I want to get your take on this. Okay, taking Raising Cane's out of it, I'm going to say, which chicken place would you rather go to, Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
That's my girl. Damn it, I knew we was in sync. I knew you and I was in sync from the jump, girl. We good. I love it. We starting off good. Let's see if we can keep it going. Chicken wing flavors. Which one are you choosing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
I don't really like wings, but if I have to choose one, barbecue. BBQ.
Okay. If you are eating wings, do you like your wings wet or dry?
Wet.
Okay. If you are eating wings, do you like them bone in or boneless?
You're gonna not like this. Boneless. It's a
Why? Why
girl.
wouldn't I like it?
I don't know. Guys always get on me about that. It's always a
Why?
guy. I don't know because they're crazy.
They might be. They might
They
be. Listen,
they
first of
always
all,
say that's not wings. That's just chicken nuggets, and I'm like,
and you know what? And this is what I say to them: is your ass gonna eat it if they put it on the plate? That's a question. That's a question I ask. If it's a yes, then I don't want to hear nothing about no chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, or what it is. Just eat it. Get a wet wipe and go to work. That's what you. That's
I'm
what you
going to
need to
say
do.
that next time somebody gives me a hard time, I'm saying that to them.
That's okay. That's all right. And you will be absolutely in your right to say it because all they're gonna say is yes. They're not gonna
That's
ask you to go back. So there you go. Okay, I'm with you on that. I like that. These next four is in your
Okay.
wheelhouse. They're about music concerts that you
Okay.
rather attend. Okay, so here we go. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Journey or Def Leppard?
Ooh, Journey.
Okay, okay. I would too. I rather would see Journey. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Casey Musgraves or would you rather go see Carrie Underwood?
I think Carrie Underwood's kind of boring, so I'll go with Casey Musgraves. God love her. She's just a dud.
Oh my goodness, that's a hot take right there. Okay,
Uh,
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Okay,
She's a
which
nice girl with a great voice, but I don't think she does much to pump up the crowd.
that's very true. I haven't been to a lot of her concerts, but I've had friends that have, and she's a singer. There's
Yeah.
performers and there's singers.
Yeah.
Okay,
She just stands and sings.
which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh, Beyonce.
Okay, okay. I've had a chance to see her 3 times. Well,
Oh,
technically, okay. 2 of the 3 times I was doing event security. So
you
was
didn't get
doing
to look. You got to listen.
right. I got to listen. I was by the stage. So I definitely took a glance when she was walking by. That's for sure.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I would too.
Please don't. Please don't, Stacy. I mean, it is what it is. Last one of the music. Which artist would you rather go see? Boys to Men or New Edition?
Oh, Boyz II Men.
Okay. Okay. I like
Motown
that.
Philly back again.
Right,
They
right.
were my
Okay.
favorite. That was
Um,
my favorite music. That was me in the club.
okay, now let me find out. You was up there doing your thing. Okay, all right. I like that. Yeah, I love Boys to Men too. Boys to Men, how
Mhm.
could you not? I want to ask this. Favorite, not favorite sport. I keep saying favorite, sorry. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Huh. Bowling always hurts my pinky, so I'll say badminton. I don't know what it is, but I have crooked pinkies, and I think it just the ball grazes that. I don't know.
It may be. Are you good at badminton?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
I
That's all
don't
right.
even know if I know how to play it.
Oh wow. Okay, we're really moving on.
Yeah, I'm more of an indoor girl.
Got you. So pickleball is probably something that you are very used to then.
I haven't even played it. I don't even know how to play, but I
Okay.
know of it. I know I understand. It was named after a dog.
Okay, so now, Stacy, that we're no longer strangers, I'm going to teach you a little bit about sports. How about that?
Okay.
How about just a little bit, just a tad bit, okay? And you can teach me about music because that's your wheelhouse and that's what you do. So yeah, absolutely. This next question has to do with: do you like desserts?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw four categories at you of
Mm.
dessert. You have to choose one of these. You'll never eat again. Okay, so here we go.
Never, okay, the one I choose, I never eat again.
Never eat.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First one is ice cream. The next one is cake. The next one is cookies. The last one is candy. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Cookies. I don't need cookies.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
I will have ice cream, cake, and candy, but I can live without a cookie.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream?
Um, there is one that has like butter brickle in it. And oh no, it's honeycomb. It's honeycomb. It's
You said
been
butter what?
no, it's honeycomb. I thought it was butter brickle, but it's honeycomb.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
just discovered it. It's amazing. It's like honey ice cream with honeycomb in it. And I don't know who makes it. Other than that, I really, really like just vanilla.
I got you.
Ooh.
I don't think I ever heard of butter brickle in my life. I might have to Wikipedia that when I get off of here.
Yeah,
That's for
I
sure.
it's like toffee, I think, really. But
Oh, so that's what it is. Okay.
yeah, but this one with honeycomb is amazing. I think I ate the whole, I got the little thing of it. That's all they make it in. I think I
Mm-hmm.
ate the whole thing at once, or I'd show you the container. I
Please,
think
I feel you on that. It's like a Ben. Is it a Ben and Jerry's thing or a Cold Stone thing or?
no, it's one of those like independent ones. Like
Okay.
I think it might have been the one that starts with an L.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I just don't know
Yeah.
the title of it. I think it's like
Yeah.
Lulu something. It's
Yeah,
Lou
yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah, Lou
Right.
something. It's
I know what
I
you're talking
think
about.
I gotta find it. When I do find it, I'll take a picture of it because I know it won't last long in my freezer.
I feel you. Okay. I
Ice
like
cream
that.
is my favorite thing.
Absolutely. I'm a cookies and cream connoisseur and chocolate chip cookie dough. Those are my two favorites.
Oh,
Do you like potato chips?
yes.
Okay, so same format. I'm gonna throw four brands at you. You got to choose
Okay.
one of these brands to
Okay.
eliminate. Here we go. First one is Ruffles. The next one is Doritos. The next one is Lay's. The last one is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Ruffles.
Oh, hell no. No, she did not just say Ruffles. Oh my gosh.
They're too thick.
Oh Lord.
They're too thick. There's something about them. I don't like that. I like the Lay's because they're light and you just dunk them into the top potato and they're
Okay, so two things. One, well, three things essentially. One, Ruffles sour cream and cheddar is the greatest chip ever made. I'm just gonna say that, and that's probably an unpopular opinion, but so be it. I'll be unpopular for that.
you like
However,
to be different. That's fine.
DTBD hashtag. People say, what does that mean? DTBD means dare to be different. That's how I
Ah.
live. That's how I live my life. You dare to be different. Don't be going with the just casual flow of things. Do you, boo? That's what you got to do. So absolutely. But the salt and vinegar,
Hmm.
that's the second worst chip ever made. It's horrible.
Yeah,
The
I'm not a
first,
fan.
nah, not a fan at all. Funyuns are probably the first worst. Whoever made Funyuns, God bless their heart. But they're terrible. If I could take them all off the shelf and step on the bag and crush them all, I certainly would because they're terrible.
Yuck. Yuck.
Um, the second thing that I wanted to get to was actually I lost my train of thought. I did. I
Oh
was so mad.
no.
I was so
Well,
mad about the ruffles. I was so mad about the ruffles. I
I
couldn't believe it.
know. I
It's
know.
okay. We can't have it all though, Stacy. We can't agree on everything. We've
I
been vibing
know.
all ever so long, and it's okay.
I I don't like anything spicy. So if you were gonna say like what are those little round one? They're like tortilla chips that are
I know
round
what you're talking about, and no, I don't do
and
spice
rolled up.
either.
Yeah.
I don't do spice. No, that's just not me. But you did pretty good on this
Thanks.
or that. You did that was pretty
Yay.
good.
So we can be
Now
friends.
we still can. Yes, we can. I want to ask this to you as a media person. If you didn't go the route of radio and
Uh-huh.
journalism, what career would you think you would have pursued and why?
It's funny. I used to think I knew the answer to this, but
Mm,
I might have I might have tried to do I might have tried to do theater maybe.
yep.
And then I would have been, 15 minutes from bankruptcy all the time.
This, you know what? That's my same answer. My same answer is theater. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
I love plays. I love plays. I love musicals. Raisin in the Sun is one of my favorite plays. Um,
Yeah.
I love that. I just love the idea of being somebody else because I'm Chris every day. So if I can act like another character, that'd be amazing.
It
So
is cool.
um,
It's
it
a great way to get like stress out too. You get to be somebody else.
absolutely, and just the range of different emotions you can act from sad, mad, glad, all that in the third. And it also helps you out, in the communicative business because
Mhm.
what I mean. So it gets that kind of that fear of stage fright away when you
Yeah,
start doing people,
I
talking to people on the radio, stuff like that.
yeah, I don't get nervous. It's been years since I've ever felt nervous about like taking the mic and going on stage or taking the mic and doing anything. I don't get nervous
Absolutely,
anymore, and it's wonderful.
it is. Agreed, totally agreed on that. Advice. Now we talked about you giving advice away to someone, but what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
I didn't really have a lot of people to give me advice. I'm trying to remember if there was, I always was looking for advice for how to get more money.
Sure. Did
And it was hard because,
you ever find that? Did anybody ever give you advice on that?
not really, because
Mm,
everybody's got contracts. And so in your contract, you're not supposed to talk about it.
sure.
And so if you talk about it and somebody gets wind of that, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and so, but so that was always difficult. But now I've discovered there is a network of female broadcasters that kind of keep each other in touch and keep in touch. And there's just been a huge layoff of a bunch of people from iHeartRadio,
Sure.
and they were having conversations back and forth with this email thread, trying to support each other. And I was like, oof, that is not a comfortable place to be. And
Sure.
so a lot of that advice now is kind of going through that way, with these women kind of holding each other up a little bit. Um, but I didn't really have anyone to ask because no one had been in my shoes before.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I know it sounds kind of strange to say that, but I mean, I've been in this business for a really long time. I did the math and it's like, do I need to check my numbers? Because it seems really weird.
Well, that means you're pretty good at what you do. Because trust me, if you wasn't, you'd be long gone. That's for sure. As
Yeah,
you
I
know,
guess.
they definitely go. They definitely let people go and don't hesitate. Whether
Yep.
it comes to layoffs or having to let people go for sure.
Well, and the Hubbards who own our station and others around the country,
Mhm.
they really believe in personality radio and they are willing to take risks and stick with people to see if it's going to work. And that has really paid off for them. And for us, obviously, I mean, most of us who are on the air now have been here at that station for many years, like Des,
Right.
decades. We've been here decades, and that is almost unheard of. So that speaks to, the quality of their integrity and their dedication and to
Absolutely. Shout out to the Hubbard.
what great people they are, because
Yep.
none of us has come to work and went, oh, everything's changed. It's never been like that. I mean, we've had our moments where the COVID was tough on everybody.
Sure.
And, when everyone closes their doors because they can't be open because of a pandemic,
Yep.
First thing they do is not advertise because they're not open. So that was kind of rough. So
I feel that. I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
I want to give a top three. These next two questions are top threes.
Okay.
I want top three people that you would like to interview. That's
Mm.
part A, and then top three concerts that you haven't been to that you would like to go see.
Ooh, do they have to be living or dead? Can they be dead?
Well, if you're going to see the concert, that'd be a hell of a dead artist you see on the stage.
Well, I never got to see Michael Jackson.
I
He
know.
died, right before that tour, and I was planning to go to that. Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Never
got
got to
you.
see
Well,
Michael.
yes, I would say Michael and Prince. Those are the two I would definitely would have loved to see for sure.
Yeah. I got to see Prince, but not like I got to see him at some weird Macy's thing one time. I
Okay,
would, and that was really cool because he was like right there, and I'm like, Prince, right there.
that's awesome.
Prince.
I love it. I love it. No, that's great. I mean, the closest I got to Prince was Paisley Park, and and I went there a couple of years ago. So
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. But yes,
Yeah.
no, top three of artists that's
Okay.
living that you would like to
Living.
see.
Okay. Adele.
Um,
I want to see
oh yes,
Adele.
oh yes,
I had tickets for her Las Vegas show and then she canceled it.
she did. She did.
Oh well, but I never did reschedule that. I just said, just give me my money back and I'll figure the rest out.
He'll
Um,
come out with another album in about 2, 3 years. He does it every 4 years. It seems like.
sounds like it, yeah. And I think she's starting a new chapter of love or something, so some more emotions will come from that.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Who else haven't I seen? I wouldn't mind seeing if I don't know if Steve Perry is singing anymore, but I wouldn't mind seeing Journey if Steve Perry was singing. But they always have that guy. They have that guy, the Filipino fella. I don't
I know
remember
you're
his
talking about.
name.
Yeah,
He's really good. So that might
right.
be kind of fun. And who else? Taylor Swift.
Are you a Swiftie?
No. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't make friendship bracelets or anything, but
Okay.
I never got to see the Eras tour, and um, it just sounds like, I mean, I heard it across the way. I
Right.
was
She was there. She was right there. She was right
She's
next door
right
to you.
there. I was sitting out in my porch just listening to the screams, like, wow. But I wasn't going to pay that much money for a ticket. No way. Sorry.
I got you. So okay. So let me before I get you a top three of interviews. So let me
Okay.
ask. KS95. Now, do you guys? How often do they let you guys go to particular concerts? Is it only when it's giveaways, or do they let you guys
Mm,
go to see most of the music concerts?
it just depends. If there's extra, or the record labels just give us a ton. It just depends on who the artist is too. If it's like an up and
Okay.
comer, it's a lot
Mhm.
easier. I think that because they just want exposure.
Sure.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift was hard to,
Whew.
that was a hard one to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we gave away quite a lot of tickets, but I mean that is coming to an end. Like next Wednesday, we're giving away a trip to Canada for her very last show. And I'm so jealous
Yeah.
of whoever wins that because that's going to be a cool deal.
Absolutely, no question. Before I let you get to the interviews, fun story, fun fact. When I
Yeah.
went on my cruise a couple weeks ago, Taylor Swift was doing her Miami show. So I went,
Oh.
so I ported from Fort Lauderdale.
Hmm.
My flight got into Fort Lauderdale, and everybody on my flight was going to the Taylor Swift show that weekend. I mean, just damn near everybody was
Did
going
they
to
all
that
have
Taylor Swift show.
did they all have friendship bracelets? Did they give you
The
one?
two ladies that I sat next to had friendship bracelets and said they paid $1,700 each for their seats. And I was like, y'all are 1,700? She was like, yeah, we've been saving all year. I was like,
Wow.
to see Taylor Swift? I was like, y'all could have went into the AMC theater and paid 1,750. Y'all talking about $1,700? Like, Lord have mercy. And she was like, yep, we're gonna make a whole weekend of it. So they got one of her shows of the weekend. She was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the Miami area, but everybody on the flight was going to see Taylor Swift, and they were singing "Shake It Off." They were singing all kind of songs on the flight. It was a
Wow.
vibe and experience. I just couldn't believe it when she said 1,700. I'm like, Lord have mercy, that's a few months of rent for
Yes,
me.
it is. Well,
So
I haven't heard anybody say that it wasn't worth it. So,
that is very true. No person didn't say it wasn't worth it. She does put on quite a show. I would be hurting so much at the ATM if I'm pulling out
oh yeah.
1,700 for a music concert.
I couldn't
Um,
justify it. And I don't know anybody, if even if I did scrape up that much money, I don't know anybody who would go with me that would scrape up that much money too. So I was like,
I,
I'm not going.
I was about to say I would go with you to a lot of places, Stacy, but that one you be flying solo. I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
you would
I had
definitely
to,
be flying solo.
yeah, I'd be
That's
by myself, but I'd make all kinds of
absolutely,
Swifty friends.
absolutely, no
And that'd
question
be
on that one.
all right.
That'd be cool. That'd be amazing. What's the top 3 interviews that you want to have on KS95?
I would love to talk to Kamala Harris
Ooh, okay.
and Donald Trump. First, I just that the two of them not together, separate,
Sure, sure.
because I just want to say, what the hell?
Right, right. Absolutely.
Um, and I think who else? Maybe that's enough. There's just this, I mean, I'm not even a political person,
Me neither.
but this election really had my attention. I was just really just watching the divide of the country and
Yeah.
people just letting it affect their relationships and their
Mhm.
everything, and just
I heard of some divorces that was going down for sure. No question.
yeah, and friendships dissolving and people behaving badly, and it just was a shock to me. I mean, it shouldn't have been a shock, but it just still was. I don't know.
Right.
And I don't know, it'd just be fun to I don't know. I want to see if I could break them. Just like
I'm
get
sure.
to
I
the
don't know about Trump. Maybe Kamala, but I don't know if you're gonna break Trump.
well,
He's kind of
Trump's the
unbreakable.
one I want to break. I want to break him. I want to tell me what is that sunless tanner you're using because it is wrong color. Wrong. I want to give him a makeover. That's so bad.
I know that's right. I
Oh,
know that's right. Okay. Now we
and
are getting close to the end, Stacy. So we're gonna do
okay,
some rapid fire questions. Okay.
okay,
So
okay,
basically, first thing that comes to your mind, I want you to shout it out. So here we
okay.
go. Burgers or tacos?
Say it again.
Burgers or tacos?
Taco.
Okay. Waffles?
I thought you said murderous taco, and I'm like, I don't know any murderous tacos.
I hope not. Yeah. Ooh, that would be terrible. Waffles and pancakes.
Waffle.
Ooh, okay. All right. We definitely best friends now. We besties. I love that. Okay.
Little crispy.
Absolutely. I love that. Chicken or ribs?
Chicken.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
My standard is Bacardi Diet Coke with a squeeze of lemon.
Wow. Okay.
It's what I drank in college and I still like it.
Bacardi Diet Coke. Okay. I'm a Hennessy guy. So anything Hennessy is
Mm,
really, really good.
yeah.
Put some Coke in there, put some Pepsi in there, don't matter. It's good. All right.
I should try that. Everyone talks about Hennessy and I've never had it.
It's smooth. Very smooth. It's I
Is it
love it.
smooth or is it smooth?
It's smooth. It's smooth.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be smooth with a V because that sounded cooler.
It could be that too. It
Oh,
could be that
okay.
too. Okay.
Be
No doubt.
smooth. Okay.
Smooth. Absolutely. Favorite, I would say card game.
Oh, it's called it's a new one. Well, it's new to me. I don't remember what it's called, but it's got numbers.
Is it
It's
phase 10?
no, it's one where you have oh, it's not cards, it's dice. Never mind.
Okay.
Um a blackjack.
Got you. Okay.
It comes in a tin that looks like cards. That's what made me confused.
I understand. Okay. Spades or dominoes?
Dominoes.
Okay. If you had three people to take on a vacation with you, who would those three people be and where would you go?
Um, it would be my sister
Okay.
and probably Hutch,
Okay.
and we'd go to Gibraltar.
You got to pick one more.
Oh, I got three?
Yeah, three.
I'll take you. You can come too.
Oh, well, awesome. Thank you. And
We're
I would
going to
love to go to
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
Me
Gibraltar.
too. I know.
Okay.
I was just like Gibraltar. Oh, I woke up my cat. He's mad.
I don't even know where the hell Gibraltar is, but that sounds like a good time. With,
It's
with
at
you,
the
your sister, Hutch, that'd be great. That'd
yeah.
be amazing.
Hutch will be crabby.
Well,
He's always
listen.
crabby.
Well, listen. We'll make them uncrabby, okay? And we'll just have a good time. That's what it is. If you had three artists or three songs that you
Mhm.
can listen to on repeat and never get tired of, what would they be?
Um,
So you can do the artists or the songs.
okay. Probably Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
Uh, let's see, a classic. Who's a good classic? Then a Queen. I probably could listen to Queen
Oh my God, Bohemian Rhapsody all day long, all
all
day
day
long.
long. What a great voice Freddie Mercury
Absolutely.
had. And what's the third? Mozart.
Okay. Uh, okay.
I
That's
love Mozart. I love Mozart. I don't know what it is. It's just different than the
hey,
other stuffy
listen.
stuff.
Stand on business. I feel you on that. Mozart, Queen, and Ed Sheeran. That is three different voices, but how could you go wrong with that? I love it.
Mhm.
Favorite, I would say, TV show.
I am one of those weirdos who loves true crime, so probably Dateline.
Okay. Remind me never to piss you off. That's for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
let's keep you happy for sure. Because most people that watch some true crimes, they be giving ideas away. I'm like, okay, you know what?
Well, Lifetime teaches you how to fall in love, and then you have
They
the
do.
other one is to teach you how to kill your husband. What was that one again? It was the
How
we
to Get Away with Murder? Was that the TV show?
well, there's Lifetime and then there's the other network. I think it was
Oh, okay.
I forget. Oh, was it We Network?
So yeah, my aunt loves to watch those unsolved mysteries, true crime, 48 hours,
Yeah.
missing, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And she says so good. I'm like, but they talk about people missing and dead and coming up and like, what
But
you
they
mean?
solve it. They find the bad guy. And that's the exciting part.
I feel you on that. Okay, I'm with you on
Mhm.
that. All right.
Mhm.
If this is the last rapid fire, so if they told you, Stacy,
Mhm.
we want you to do only one thing in your media career.
Mhm.
Would you do radio or like be a radio on air voice, or would you be behind the scenes and produce?
Hmm. Yeah, no. No, I have to be on the mic, probably.
Hmm.
I need attention.
I love it. I love it. No, listen, please keep it real. And most people, that's on the media love attention, and you deserve all the attention in the world, no question, including your partner Hutch as well. You guys
We're
do.
all crazy.
I was just you took the words out of my mouth. And listen, media people have to be. You got to be a little bit crazy, also a little bit confident slash cocky too, because you got
Mhm.
to think that you the ish when you on the radio. Like
You
this is
kind of
what
have
I
to,
do.
yeah.
This is what I do. This is who I am. Rock with me or not, but this is what it is. So I love that, and I
But
love the
every
encouragement.
night we all go home and we rock back and forth and cry. Not really.
Listen, I'm about to say because you are straight capping. That's what it is. Okay.
We're
No
all a
way.
little insecure, but we're not, but we're a little crazy, but we're not. We're
Right.
all just trying to survive the day is what we're doing, and we're just trying to have a
Absolutely.
good time. And yeah, it's we're just like everyone else, but we're just a little bit more out there is what it is.
You got to be. And like I
Yourself
said,
included.
This has been a really dope conversation, Staci. Taking me back all the way to your early days of being in North Dakota, growing up, doing radio at such an
Yeah.
early age, to coming to Minnesota, being able to work, being able to do what you do, and do what you do with love. Give great advice. I love the fact that you picture interview people. I love the fact that you go to concerts as well. That's an exciting job to have, right? Go
It
to
can't, yeah.
concerts, listen to music, and just do what you passionately love. I really do appreciate your time. And as always, as I do on my Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, I ask, is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the industry, before we conclude?
Um, I guess I would tell people who are watching to be kind.
Mm,
Think about your words before you text, post, or say them. Because what
mm,
you say, and this includes me too, because what I say on the radio makes, make resonates. It affects people in
sure.
good ways and bad.
Absolutely. Just think before you hit send, right?
Yeah,
Think before you hit
exactly. Just like you said.
no, no question. I really do appreciate that. You and I would definitely be in touch, especially about Paris. Please give me the 411 on that. And we will also be in touch as well, as we are pretty much next door neighbors, right down the street from each other.
Yeah,
You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening and
thank
week.
you.
And once again, we'll be in touch.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks so much for the interview.
No doubt. Take care now.